every day.
So I know that right now is a bit late in the year. It would seem to be doing a top 10 of last year, but since I'm not able to see everything as quickly as it comes out, I've been trying to get as much films in as I can so that I can make a definite list. So right now this list is of what I've seen. There are some things I need to see, like we need to talk about Kevin, and then also there's Steve McQueen's new film Shame, which I really want to see, so I'm really looking forward to when that comes out on DVD. So just know that this right now is my top 10 list of the films I've seen. At number 10, it's a foreign documentary called Le Quattro Volte. It is a documentary about a man who is a goat farmer, and it documents him as he goes through his day working with the goats and what he does. But the way it's done, the way it's shot, the way it's told, at the end of it you're found like you've just seen something that's profound, almost like something you can't explain, but you know that you've been moved by the piece. At number 9 is Steven Spielberg's newest film, War Horse. Now, this was kind of divided, even though it was up for Best Movie, it was divided by some. Some people thought that it was too sentimental, and then others thought that there were too many stories. I agree that I think there might be a few too many stories, but I think it was incredibly well done. And the war scenes, while they're different from Saving Private Ryan, they're still incredibly intense because it's character driven and you care about the characters even though there's no blood or anything in the war battles at all. At number 8 is another documentary. It's called Senna. Now Senna is about a Formula 1 racer. It's about Formula 1 in general. And when I went into it, I wasn't really looking forward to it that much, mainly because I know nothing about Formula 1 racing and I just don't really have much interest in it. But the great thing about any story or any documentary is that it can take a subject that you know nothing or care nothing about and make it into something interesting. And by the end of it, I still wasn't interested in Formula 1 itself, but I was incredibly interested in that documentary. Then at number 7 is Martin Scorsese's newest film, Hugo, which is based on the book Hugo Cabret, which is about a boy who lives in a train station who comes to discover secrets about the train station and secrets about the people who work there. It's really wonderful. Mainly, I mean, if you've seen it, then you know it's about the history of cinema. I think it's the best 3D film ever made because, well, it's about 3D. It's about how 3D was in the past, and he incorporated it into the story. So I still don't think 3D is a good thing, but I think that it was good in that film because it was about that, in a way. Number 6 is the newest Woody Allen film. It's Midnight in Paris. Now, if you followed what Woody Allen's been doing over the past 10 years, you'll know it's not really that good. Midnight in Paris it's kind of, well, it is a return to form. I mean, he's following more the technique he used with things in films like Alice, and the way that he takes a strange, more supernatural type of idea and uses that in the story. But it's really wonderful. Great performance by Owen Wilson. It won Best Original Screenplay at the Oscars, and it is really great. It's very charming and amusing. Then at number 5 is the Nick Winding Refn film, Drive, which it's an incredible movie. It's surreal. It's an ode to Taxi Driver. The whole thing is wonderful. You can tell that Nick Winding Refn has looked at all of the films that are part of this genre, which also an incredible thing is that the genre is a B-movie genre, and that it's able to take that story and do something that well with it. Ryan Gosling is great in it, Carey Mulligan's great in it, but I think the real star of the film is Nick Winding Refn. Nick Winding Refn. I'll just take this opportunity to say, still, I think my favorite film of his, Bronson. I tell you to go take a look at that. It is a tough film, but it's a great film. At number 4 is The Artist. And this is the Michel Hazanavicius film. It won Best Film, Best Director. Jean Dujardin won Best Actor, and it really is phenomenal. And I think it goes to show that we can have 3D, but we can also have the medium of silent film going at the same time, which really is wonderful. And it's somewhat ironic that Hugo and this movie came out at around the same time. Then at number 3 is Melancholia, the new Lars von Trier film. And it is, as he described it, a beautiful film about the end of the world, which it really is. It is a beautiful film from the beginning, and you find out what's going to happen from the very beginning. But it is wonderful. It is wonderful in almost every sense of the word. It's slow, it's dark. I mean, throughout the whole time, even when something bad isn't happening, you really think something terrible is about to happen to these people, which it does, and you find that out in the beginning, so that's not giving anything away. Now, the sad thing is that it didn't get more recognition, and I think I understand why, you know, because in Cannes, Trier, you know, happened to turn out to be a bit of a Nazi, which everyone has come to know now that he's joking, but apparently he's not going to speak to the public anymore about anything. We'll see how far that goes, but Melancholia is a fantastic film. It's a shame it didn't get more recognition, but definitely check it out if you can. Almost there, but at number 2 is the Thomas Alfredson film, Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. It's based on the John le Carré book, and there was originally a 7-hour TV version of it, which I've seen a bit of that, and it is really, that's great. So try to watch that if you can. Gary Oldman was up for Best Actor. He should have gotten it. He didn't get it, but he should have. The whole atmosphere of the film is kind of like a cigar-lit type of orange atmosphere. There's like a huge tension of gloom is coming over these people. I actually saw this film once in the theater, and I was with a group of people, and at the end of it, almost none of us got what happened, so we stayed and watched it again. I'm sorry about this. Apparently we were forced to change venues, but the number 1 film of 2011, for me at least so far, is Terrence Malick's Tree of Life, which, whenever I saw it the first time, I was kind of unsure about the whole thing. I didn't really know what happened, but I watched it a second time and I was amazed by it. Everything about it is enchanting. The direction, the voiceover is poetic. Everything about it, the whole story. The story is up to millions of interpretations, which is one of the great things about it, because the best films are the ones in which no one really can get their foot on what's going on in the film, which in this film you can't. So if you can, watch Tree of Life, because it is the best film of 2011. It was up for an Oscar, but it didn't win, but it was the best. And if you can watch it, then watch it.
Every day it's a getting closer, going faster than a roller coaster. Love like yours will surely come my way.